Okay, so we're going to try to draw these simple geometric forms. It's actually, I took a picture of this, and you guys are going to try to recreate that today in your sketchbook. A lot of more complex forms are made up of some of these simple forms, okay? So when we take a look at more complex objects in our house, we can maybe come back to this drawing here of these more simpler geometric forms, okay? So we're going to practice these simple geometric forms, and then later we can maybe apply this to more complex three-dimensional objects. So let's take a look here. Let's start here with the cup, okay? So if we, and I showed you a video using a drawing app. If you look at this cup, you can see very simple geometric shapes within it, okay? So there's a lot of circles, or in a case too, you can think of a cylinder, okay? So I'm just gonna start with the circle here at top, and I'm gonna kind of use a gesture style. So with a gesture style, it's just very loose style, drawing that simple circle shape, and then it's probably going to kind of come down like that. And then I have this other circle here with following the same edge as the top. So once I have that drawn, okay, I could come back in with my contour line. So this is that just gesture style just to get the general form. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw this inner circle in this photo. Okay, the inner circle of the cup. And I'm going to carefully draw that with smooth lines, looking at the direction of that line. Okay, and there I go. Okay, now I notice that I have an outer rim as well. Okay, and if you look here, the outer rim is thinner than the sides. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that in mind as I'm drawing this, and I'm gonna just take my eye along this path and have my hand do that same thing. So it's getting wider. And then as it goes towards the back, it gets thinner, okay? So now I have that outer lip, okay? Let's draw that wall, and you notice with the wall here it kind of comes inwards, okay? So I'm just visually comparing the start point to the end point and where it ends up here at the top. So kind of using that other line as guides. Same thing on the other side. Okay, and then notice here my bottom, okay, is curved, so it's not straight flat, but it curves, and it's similar to this curve here. So I'm going to keep this in mind when I'm drawing. Try to keep those lines parallel. Same thing what we were doing in the drawing exercises way back in the beginning of the semester, okay? And then let's start adding some of the detail. I have this candle wax here, and you notice that I have this half circle, and it actually follows this arc from the top. And I have my wick coming up here. Again, these are smooth lines, not sketchy lines. Okay. Notice that I have the other end of the wax. Again, this is parallel to the rim. Doesn't go all the way to the end, it kind of comes down. again, this bottom follows this bottom circle of my jar. And then I can even go further and take a look at some of the highlights here. So you'll notice that I have some highlights along the edges, reflections, and I could draw that in as well as lines. Have a reflection kind of coming off this side. Okay, there's a reflection down here at the bottom. So I'm observing and transferring my eye from my object to my drawing, okay? So same thing with some of these other objects here, okay? You noticed my bottle. Again, that's made up of circles. Now these circles are gonna be different sizes, okay? So we could have a circle here, circle here, circle here, circle here, okay? So I'm gonna draw those general forms. Okay, just in that gesture style, just getting the general form down, okay, nice and loose. Now I'm gonna come back with my contour lines. So I'm gonna start here at the neck, and you notice I have this kind of oval shape. Have a little oval like that, and it goes, starts about right there and kind of goes outward. And if you look, these lines are parallel to that other line, okay? So I don't have to follow the exact line, right? I can kind of adjust that as I'm observing the object. There's a little perspective in this actual photo here, so it kind of comes down and in. Now I could come back with my highlights and detail. You notice that I have this shape. Like that. Same thing here. Okay. So go ahead and try drawing that other one once this is complete. Take a picture of it and upload it to that Google Drive folder that you can find on the slideshow.